this project, it's a gigantic topographic map of Oklahoma City.
It's a long process. It started with collecting topographic information about the landscape.
We used Google Earth to be able to find that and to export that data.
Bringing that into the computer and then manipulating it further once it's in the computer.
Like the river's kind of here and the Devon Tower is give or take around there.
This is most of downtown.
The idea is to get all the contours and everything just right and exaggerated so that we can project the Memorial Marathon on the model so people can understand and get a feel of when they're running the marathon, where do they go, what are the ups and downs, orienting themselves around the city.
The marathon doesn't just run, up and down through the city. It takes kind of a curvy path, it turns and twists and moves around. So we wanted to kind of find the best shape for the model. So that day we printed out maps to scale, so they're very big. We did 1 foot equals 1 mile is the official scale of the model.
We can see the whole route, the 26 miles. How can we make it compact enough that this model can then be used by the memorial and by the museum to help promote the marathon?
At that large of a scale, you don't see very much of the hills and the valleys and how the contours actually move. And so we went ahead and did an exaggeration on it to really show people that there are things there.
Once we got the 3D file built, then we were doing test cuts on wood and foam and kind of figuring out how it would look in real life, not just on the computer screen. Yeah, this is 10th Street, and so Reno comes through about right here, and that makes the Devon Tower right up here.
We know that it's going to look great, and we think it's going to be very easy to read as well. People are going to be able to see what that topography looks like very easily.
We figured out that we really like the idea of the wood, really using something that's solid but organic.
And then I had this idea oh, what if we stack the color in between the layers of wood?
So that when we cut through it, you'll be able to see the contour lines in red. So it's subtle, but it's still there and it shows you the exact contour lines. And then we are taking those and cutting them out with a CNC router.
It's going to go through 2 different passes where for one it will machine out the bulk of the material, and we call that a roughing pass, and then it will do a finishing pass basically following the contours of the curves of the earth.
So we're trying to get this guy cut out and set up so that we can then finish up the other guys. So.
For this group of students, this is a pretty new thing for them. So there's a lot of learning of new skills, new techniques.
You better bring your game. It's got to be awesome, because that has to represent the value and the commitment of people in Oklahoma towards the Oklahoma City Marathon.
So it's just outlining the whole thing wherever we wanted it cut.
They're doing the landmarks as well. We tried to pick some important and fun things.
All right, we got our gorilla. It's pretty cool.
It's really important, we felt, to have those on there because it helps people orient.
There's going to be images that are projected on it. It's going to be exciting to look at.
After the landmarks were established, I sculpted through light within the projection the different paths, whether it's the full marathon, the half marathon, and so on. I think it's a really cool aspect to show them through a traveling line, just what the whole entire experience of running that kind of distance looks like.
Walking through the museum was emotional. To know that this model is going to be a part of that experience, you go through and this story unfolds, and then at the end you get to see how you get to be a part of the marathon itself.
Unless you happen to be in Oklahoma City on that day every year, you don't know how big of a deal it is. So I think that this model will really help show people when they visit a museum how important the marathon is to Oklahoma City.
I think it's a good lesson for the students to learn that their expertise is valuable and can produce valuable contributions to efforts where everybody's giving, like the Memorial Marathon.
To me, it feels amazing to be a part of something where we can help build that, and we can help grow that, and we can help kind of promote that through this piece.
Looks great.
It's impressive.
Yeah. I like it a lot. It's big. Let's get it done.
It takes a good team to get things done. And it will show, it should show in the end when, how beautiful this piece will be done.
As people are walking out and they see this, I want them to look at it and get excited about the marathon and get excited about what it stands for and want to be a part of that and help in that eventual hope for just a better world.